Welcome to this 15-minute presentation about GovernorHub Knowledge. I'll try and keep it to 15 minutes as best that I can. Welcome to all of you. I noticed from the list of attendees that we have a lot of existing GovernorHub customers here, which is great. So I'm hoping that I can show you the value of GovernorHub Knowledge to you this morning. My name's Jane. I work for the support team at GovernorHub. You may have interacted with me on the help desk or via a Google Meet before. And I also have on the call Leonie, who also works for the support team, and she's going to be looking after the chat. So if you've got any questions, pop them in the chat, and Leonie will be able to reply to you. So GovernorHub Knowledge, as I said, I noticed there was a lot of GovernorHub customers on here, and I hope that I'm able to show you the value in the full package. So the first question you might be thinking is, what is the difference between GovernorHub and GovernorHub Knowledge? So GovernorHub is your tool of governance. That's where you keep all your papers. It's where you communicate with your board. You can add calendar events and manage your board membership. GovernorHub Knowledge, it is the additional expert advice, guidance and training that you can add on. So it gives you access to more than 1,000 resources written by our governance experts. It gives you access to our online training courses and learning pathways, some of which I'll show you in a moment. We also send out weekly resource emails, signpointing our customers to resources that are relevant to what's going on at the moment, and also many, many model policies, both statutory and non-statutory, that you can use and you can adapt for your own purposes, and much more. So what I will do is I will show you, I will go out of this now and I will show you what it looks like. So I just share my screen and move on to my other page here. Right, so if you're familiar with GovernorHub, you'll be very familiar with this page. The idea is that everything is in one place. So one login that gives you access to everything that you need. And if you have a subscription to GovernorHub Knowledge, you will notice you have an additional blue K on your washing line. And by clicking that K, it takes you straight through to GovernorHub Knowledge and to all of the resources. And this is what the landing page looks like. And straight away, you will notice on the first page, anything that's really relevant will be there. So to start with, anything that's really, really in the news or that you need to know right now will be here. And you can see at the moment, the school inspection handbook has been updated this month, very, very recently. And straight away, you can see there's an article there. And you can click through and you have a condensed version of what you need to know about those changes. And really, that's the whole idea behind these articles, is it gives you the knowledge to act. So the school inspection handbook, big, big document. What we do is we digest it into what you actually need to know. So you can look through and you can see all of the changes and all of the things that you need to know as a governing board. Everything is there and it's written in really simple and concise language that you can access. Now, what you can do is if you find something like this and you think, right, I think this is something that my whole board or boards need to know about, there's a really useful feature in that you can actually share the article through GovernorHub with your board. So something like the changes to the school inspection handbook, you can click share on GovernorHub and it will take you through and it will allow you to select all of the boards that you sit on or individual boards if you want. And you can edit the text there, and send a message to your governors to say, dear governors, here's a link to all of the updates that have been made to the school inspection handbook. And when you click share, it posts the link to that article on all of those notice board or the notice board if you're on a single board. And it also sends an email notifying people that it's there. So you can easily signpost your governors to a really useful resource like that. Okay, so that's something like that that's important for everyone. It might be that you come on here to look for something specific, that maybe somebody's asked you a question or you yourself are looking for something. And you'll notice along the top, we've got this taxonomy that shows you all the different resources that are available, but it's likely that you're really going to find this search bar quite useful. So let's just say, for example, you have a new governor that wants to be part of an exclusion panel, or maybe you yourself are looking to join and help out with an exclusions panel. That's really quite big at the minute, in that a lot of exclusion panels are taking place, more than usual, as I'm sure you've seen on your board. So you might go to the search bar and you might put in exclusions as your keyword, and straight away you've got a quick read that you can open up. And again, it's that knowledge to act. So you're going to be part of an exclusion panel. You need to know, you've never done one before maybe, and you need to know what's expected of you. And you can see the statutory guidance is there. What happens when you authorise and record a suspension or an exclusion? How do you decide whether you're going to exclude a pupil? Who do you need to notify, and what is the governing board's responsibility? So a really useful article that has all of the knowledge that you need to act and to be really effective as part of that exclusion panel. So something like that you might want to share with one person. So you might want to share with everybody. So you could share on GovernorHub, the way I just showed you with the Ofsted article. But if there's one particular person that you think would be interested in this, particularly if you're trying to encourage more governors to volunteer to be part of school exclusion panels, what you can do is you can share with colleagues. You can pop in their email address. You can add a personal message, Dear Janet, I understand you're interested in helping out with our school exclusion panel. Here's an article from GovernorHub Knowledge that will support you with this. You can click share article and send an email with the link to that resource to really support that person with the exclusion panel. You can also copy the link if you want to post it somewhere else as well. So really easy to share this information with the people who need it. Okay. Now, we also have, as well as articles, we also have a really great training section on GovernorHub Knowledge. So there's a lot of online training here, lots of statutory training that governors need to do, and also non-statutory training that help governors be really effective in their role, because that's what all of this does. It makes your governors effective in their role. And if I just quickly go through the training on offer, so we have a lot of induction training. We have training for staff governors. We have training for parent governors. We have at the bottom induction for trustees, for maintained school governors, for academy governors. So there's all of your induction courses are there. There is link governor training. We've got prevent training, head teacher recruitment. Also, we've got things like safer recruitment training as well, which is really useful if all of your governors are trained in that. If you have interviews to hold and you need to have your safer recruitment governors there. The statutory safeguarding course is there that all governors need to do, as well as things like pupil premium as well. Now, in addition to these training courses, which governors follow them, and then there's a quiz at the end, and once they've completed it, the training automatically adds to their profile on GovernorHub, so they don't need to manually add it to their training profile. It copies across as soon as they've completed a course on GovernorHub Knowledge, and the certificate is there waiting for them. I'll show you where that is in a moment. We also have learning pathways, which work in a similar way. So unlike the training courses, this isn't like videos and articles and content to read. These are a walkthrough of various articles on GovernorHub Knowledge about a topic. And once you have read the series of articles in the learning pathway, there is a quiz at the end. And if you pass that quiz, that also adds to your training record. So you can keep a log of what you've done. And we try to make these learning pathways about things that governors have asked us for. So complaints, lots of people wanted a bit more knowledge to act with complaints, how to handle complaints as a governing board. And also finance as well. If you become a governor and you haven't got a background in finance, it might be that it's useful for you to understand how schools and trusts are funded. And it's very important that I point out actually that our content is divided on GovernorHub Knowledge. We have articles for maintained schools and articles for academy trusts, and it's very clear as you go through which one is for which. So we cover all bases with that. We've also been asked recently, talking of exclusions, about that, and we've been looking at the possibility of putting in a learning pathway for exclusions as well, because that's something this year in particular that governors have asked about. So the training is here, which you can find it. But you can also signpost your governors to training in the same way. So for example, if there was a course like an induction course, so you have a new governor join, what you can do is you can go into the course and you can click, as I showed you before, you can click share with colleagues. You can pop in the email address of the new governor, and you can add a personal message. You know, dear James, welcome to our school board as a governor, and we're so pleased that you're volunteering your time. And here's a link to your induction course, and you can click send, and it will send them the link to that induction course. And what a great way of supporting people from the moment that they sign up. I know previously, sometimes induction courses, you've got to wait for the next one, and it might be 3 or 4 months before the next one runs. With this, you can actually send them the link straight away and hit the ground running, if you know, coin a phrase, support them when they're really excited about governance and get them started on their learning journey immediately. So you can do that. That's one way you can share courses. If there's a course that everybody needs to do, so for example, great example of that is the safeguarding course. If you click into that course, same as the articles, what you might want to do is you might want to select to share on GovernorHub. And if you do that, same as before, what it does is it links up to your board or the boards. If you're on more than one, you can select all your boards, or you can take off and add boards, whoever you want to tell about this course. You can edit the text, you know, dear governors, please find the link to your statutory safeguarding course, which must be completed by, you can give them a deadline date. You can click share, and then once you've clicked share, you know that that's been posted on all of the notice boards and everyone's received an email. So everybody knows where this safeguarding course is. So a very, very useful and quick way to be able to signpost people to the training courses. Okay. Right. So that's sharing courses. In addition to that, we also have a great policy bank here. And again, you can filter. So you can say, right, I only want to see the statutory policies. You can filter by topic as well here. And you can find a policy and you can use it and edit it. So there's a really comprehensive policy of both statutory and non-statutory policies here that you can use. Now, another nice feature about GovernorHub Knowledge is if you find an article and you're looking through and you find something you think, right, that is really useful. So for example, let's just say you were looking at well-being, okay? And you find an article and you think, oh, I'm going to read that later. And then you go back, and I don't know about you, but often I go back and I can't find the article that I want. Well, on GovernorHub Knowledge, that isn't a problem because it's got a really great search function. But what's really great is we do have what's called a reading list function. So when you click on that, you can see a little breadcrumb trail of articles that you have visited previously. So you can click straight back in and get to the article that you've been. So it remembers where you've been, which is great. The other thing you can do is if it's, let's just say you have been given the role of the Wellbeing Link Governor and you think, right, this is my role. I really want to keep up to speed with this. What you can do is you can save that article to your reading list. And if I go into my reading list now, you can see that's appeared at the top there. And what's great is every time the article gets updated, you get notified. You can see down here, this one has been updated and it's got a red updated there. But you also get an email. So if you're in charge of well-being, once you have saved that to your reading list, you can be sure that you're going to get notified every time something gets updated about well-being. Because as soon as something is announced, it's on GovernorHub Knowledge. We update our articles. We've got a big content team that are always updating our articles and keeping them well up to date. So you can be assured that you're going to have the most up-to-date information. That knowledge to act, it's always going to be there. So as you can see, I did want to show you about the training as well. So within the training, the link to your training record is here. So when you complete something on GovernorHub Knowledge, you can see that when you go into your training record, anything that you've started or you're booked on appears here, and you can click straight back in to complete the course, because some of our courses can take 2 to 2.5 hours, depending on what it is. So you might not do it in one session. You might click back in. But once you've completed it, it appears here with the date that you've completed it, and you can download your certificate from there too. So it's always kept up to date, which is great. I just wanted to show you that nice little integration there between GovernorHub and GovernorHub Knowledge. The other thing that I just want to draw your attention to is the Hoot as well. I don't know how many of you have come across the Hoot, but it's our governance blog. It's a really great resource that is also available, which it has regular articles about governance, and also we have a weekly news briefing as well. And what you can do is actually at the bottom of there, you can sign up to receive this news briefing every week. And it's great because every week it's really difficult to keep up with what's happening in education. It seems to change on a daily and a weekly basis. If you're a governor and you don't work in education, sometimes it's difficult to keep on top of that. So if you sign up for our weekly news briefing, you just get just one page every week that has the top stories that are relevant to governors, the headlines that are relevant to governors, and any key dates that are relevant to governors. And what's great about this is not only does it have the top story in a sentence, but it also links to an article on GovernorHub Knowledge that will support you in your role with whatever it is. So, for example, you might have noticed this week in the news about the MPs calling for change to the broken send system. So you can see straight away, we've got the link there, questions to ask your SENCO about your provision for pupils with additional needs. So we have a list of questions to ask, a downloadable version and next steps. So a really useful resource about something that's really current, okay? So again, you know, the point I need to make again very clearly is that GovernorHub Knowledge gives you well-informed, engaged, proactive governors. And I think actually that really helps with things like governor recruitment, because if you're keeping your governors well-informed and effective, they're going to feel like their time volunteered is making a difference, and it's going to make more people interested in giving up their time to be governors. So what I would say, just to go back to my my PowerPoint here, if you have any questions about GovernorHub Knowledge, please contact us. support@governorhub.com is the email. If you have GovernorHub Knowledge and you want to ask questions about anything that you've seen here, please send those to support@governorhub.com. If you currently just have GovernorHub and you're interested to know how you could add GovernorHub Knowledge to that subscription, support@governorhub.com, and we can help you out with that. We do run a 3-month trial, so your board can have a totally non-obligation 3-month trial where you can have a go at looking at all the articles and the training on knowledge and just see if it's for you. Again, support@governorhub.com. And the other thing I want to draw your attention to is the fact that we run a lot of training like this, and in our help centre you will see a list of recorded training of ones that we've done previously, and also the links to sign up to any upcoming training that we have. So please have a look at that, or contact the support if you want any more information about those training sessions. I hope that's been useful. I know it's been a very quick show around, but thank you for coming along and for giving up your time. It's been our pleasure to show you what GovernorHub Knowledge can do to support your governance. Thank you very much. Please also complete the survey as well at the end. If you could, that would be great. Thank you, everybody.